So here we go then, an alternative reality. This is a youth academy save. This is Truro City Football Club, but this is not Truro City Football Club that is managed by me. Oh no, this is Truro City Football Club managed by my friend Jayse, who has been doing a youth academy challenge of his own, and surprisingly or unsurprisingly, he got the same team that I got. He got Truro FC as well, and there's a major difference between me and Jayse. I have played Football Manager since Football Manager 2009. I wouldn't say I'm a pro, but I'm relatively decent at it. Jayse has played approximately 30 hours in total, and all those 30 hours have been in this save. So Jayse has no experience whatsoever with Football Manager compared to my almost 13, 14 years. So it's going to be interesting to take a look at his save and see how he has done in building his squad and building his team during a youth academy challenge with exactly the same club. And I'm expecting there to be some major differences. Are we going to have the same goal scorers? Are our top goal scorers every season going to be the same player? You know what I mean? Because some of the players are going to be the same between Truro and my Truro. So let's get into the video and actually see what is different in this alternative reality that is going on next to my save. So here we are then, guys. We're on the first page you come to when you load up the save. And you can see that he is still in the Vanarama National League South. Unfortunately, we can't see the table for the season just gone. We're going to have to go a little bit more in depth. I thought the 24th of June was a good place for him to send it me. Turns out maybe not. Maybe it's swapped over a little earlier than I expected it to. I thought it was the 25th of June that it crossed over. Perhaps it's not. But regardless, we can still have a look around the save and see how he's doing, what tactics he's doing. So I think the first protocol is let's see how he's doing in the league. So this is the table for this year. So he obviously survived last year, and this is 24-25 season. So we had the first season here. Obviously, Truro were not in it, and this is his first season completed. So he managed to finish 18th on 51 points, exactly how I've just finished season 3. So to be fair, he didn't have as tough a time in terms of the gap between the relegation places and where he finished compared to how I had it in season 3. I think there was only about 5 points between me and relegation in my latest season. His is more like 9 points, so he has survived relatively comfortably. But we're going to see in the schedule now whether that really was a comfortable survival or whether that was a last-ditch attempt in the last couple of games. So this is this season, so we've got to go back to last season. So last season, he had a very poor pre-season, getting smashed all over the place. 5-1, 4-0, 3-1. Opening day defeat to Chelmsford. Oof, that's unfortunate. Looks like he's playing a 4-3-3 there. We'll see if that's carried on. No, he's changed. He's changed formation a couple of times by the looks of this. So, 5-1. A good 3-1 over Hampton and Richmond, but you can see there's not even draws in here. He is completely being battered in every game. That must have, as a new player to the game, that opening run must have been friggin' dreadful. You know what I mean? Like, that must have completely demoralised the lad. Because it would have completely demoralised me as a new player to Football Manager. Like, nothing's going right. Not only is nothing going right, but you are getting smashed. Even this 2-1, I bet this 2-1's still, like, heavily in the other team's favour. Yeah, heavily in the other team's favour. 1.99 to 0.37. Heavily in the other team's favour. And then we've got a couple of wins on the board. We finally get a win on the board there. And a good win over Worthing. Worthing do really well in my save. So where do Worthing normally do in this save? Because they do really well in my save. So this is the season just gone. Oh, they finished 19th. So they didn't do as well in this reality as what they do in my reality. But a good win over Worthing. Good win over Weymouth. Tonbridge Angels. That's a poor result. Because Tonbridge aren't actually that good, if I remember correctly. They aren't actually that good. They get predicted to finish right down where Truro basically are predicted. Hungerford 3-1. That's a good result. A couple of losses this month. Very close loss there against Ebbsfleet. You draw that 4-4. That's a really good result. 3-2 against Bromley. 4-1 loss to Oxford City's not the best. Massive win over Hendon. I bet Hendon were one of the teams that you were facing to go down, weren't they? I bet they were. Yeah, they were relegation candidates. That is a massive win. That is a really good win. 2-0 loss to Dulwich Hamlet. Dulwich Hamlet always do well. Wildstone, Dartford, you managed to beat out in the FA Trophy. FA Cup third qualifying round went out to Welling. Okay, Dover 3-2 loss. Okay, you've got. January was good for you. 1-1, 3-3, 3-2, 4-1. Disappointing exit from the FA Trophy with Bromley. Have I skipped over something here? I feel like I've skipped over a really good result somewhere. Maybe not. 1-1 with St Albans. 3-3, 2-1, 2-2. See, this run here, effectively pretty much this entire run here, if you discount those two, that effectively saved your season, Jayse. Like, when you watch this, Jayse, that effectively saved your season. That run of form in December, January, the start of Feb, that saved your season massively. Then we have a really bad run here, and it looks like you were... Why did you move away from the 4-2-4, Jayse? See, the 4-2-4 here was doing bits. Okay, it was drawing, it wasn't winning, but it was doing bits. And I see that you've gone back to the 4-2-4, so you obviously came away from the 4-2-4, realised, hang on, played these 3 games, realised, hang on, we're not playing as well as we were. Let's go back to the 4-2-4. And then it didn't go well, so you went to the 4-4-2. And then you went back to the 4-2-4, which again started to do work for you. Difficult result against Bromley. And you continued with the 4-2-4 for the rest of the season. The 4-2-4 seemed to work out for you. It seemed to work out a lot better than... what there? 4-1-1-4. I gotta see what this formation looks like. 4-1-1-4. Okay. That's not something I've seen. I haven't seen a formation like that for a while. 3.32 XG with it, though. But 2.23 XG. I would like to know, Jayse, if you can remember, what you were playing Livingstone as. Was he playing as a... In fact, it might be in your tactics. This might still be there. So, yeah, basically, your mid-season run, December, January, start of Feb, that saved your season massively. And a big... 2 big results on the end to really make it look comfortable that you'd survive. But I bet at this point, I bet it was close. Like, you're 3 points from safety at this point. You're 3 points ahead of safety, sorry, at this point. So I bet when you lost this game, I pretty much guarantee you were probably cacking your pants a little bit that you were going to get relegated. So these 2 results really just eased it. Looking at your top scorers, I see a lot of Lewis Rooney, I see a lot of Andy Neal, and I see a Koru a couple of times. Don't know who this Stacey Freer is. They're not in my version. They're not in my reality. But Andrew Neal and Lewis Rooney definitely are in my reality. But apart from that, I don't think there is anyone else. Judging off these scores, you are heavily reliant on these 2. A bit like I am with Lewis Rooney. Who is this Stacey Freer? Wow. This bloke ain't even... This bloke is just a standard youth player. He's a bit like my Patrick Carsley. Okay. He's popped up a few times. That's interesting, because he's popped up there. He popped... And there. So he pops up a few times. David Parkinson. Okay, so we have a youth player getting on the score sheet. Is this a striker that... Okay, he's not playing as a striker, so I assume he plays over on this right-hand side. Are you training him to play there? You're not doing any training. Jay, sort your training out. Anyway, let's go. Is this a goal worth... Do you reckon this is a goal worth watching? Because I can't see any other youth player on here, and I feel like we should look at the youth player. I feel like we should look at his goal. So let's go into the Dulwich Hamlet game. Let's just see what what Mr. Parkinson's goal was like. Now, how have you got it set up to watch your games? This is going to be interesting to see because I might have to just pause it very quickly. Okay, so you're playing in this really close direct to camera that I don't use. I use this sideline. Drop the camera height all the way down. Let's zoom in a little bit more. And then we go match highlights. So we're just going to go with the goals. And we're going to slow the play down ever so slightly. So this is Rooney's first goal. Now we're not interested in here we go. This is David Parkinson's. This is the goal I want to see. The ball flies in. Did he take to that? That didn't even bounce, did he? He took that first time. That was if he took that first. Did he take that first time? I'm sure he took that first time. He did. He took that on the volley. That's a nicely placed shot. And then they score 3. So at this point, I'd have looked to have once they scored 2 in quick succession, I'd look to change something there. You score off a counter here. Okay, so you've got a youth player in goal as well, in Ryan McRitchie. What other youth players have you got playing? Grimes into Okoro. He's going to switch that, and it's going to be a low ball, surely. No, into Grimes. Grimes. Okay, keeper should have done better. Okay. Okay, so youth player looks all right. He took the ball well. What's he got? First touch 8, finishing 7. He seems quite. To be fair, he looks all right. What's he playing as inverted winger? He looks all right. He could do with a bit of speed training. So what I'd probably do is, if you're playing him out on that left hand side, I'd probably be going, look, let's go left hand, right, inverted winger. Depending on what your tactic is, it looks like it's going to be an inverted winger. So inverted winger on attack. Okay, let's get his quickness up a little bit. Let's increase this quickness, and then we'll look to increase his agility a little bit. Yeah, and the rest will just go up on its own over time. So that's what I'd be looking to do, Jayse. I'd be looking to go through a couple of youth players. I don't know if you've done all of them or whether you just haven't done David Parkinson, but considering he's your first teamer, I'd have thought he would have been one of the ones you'd have done. Let's have a look at your training, your scheduling, customs. So yeah, you're using the lower league. So you're still semi-pro, which is obviously something we need to take into account. Let's go on to the actual Truro page. Let's have a look at the main Truro page. So you are semi-professional at the moment. So you are having a lot tougher time than what I am, which is a little bit unfortunate. But so far, you've survived your first season, which is incredible. Let's have a look at your facilities. So everything's still relatively basic or poor. I suppose you have no money in the bank. Yeah, you have no money in the bank to do anything with. So you ideally need a takeover very soon. Do you have a takeover in here? No. I mean, they're happy with you. Supporters are also happy with what you're doing. So I think you're doing a good job so far. Dynamics-wise, your managed support isn't very well. Oh, I see issues. You've got promises made. Don't promise stuff to people. Jayse, but like these guys, where are they? Bailey and Nick. Are Bailey and Nick big players in your... So Bailey Lonchar. He is one of your players. So he's going to... And oh, God, you've got somebody opposing you big time. So Bailey is one of your influential players. So don't upset him if you can help it. The other one, which was Nick Grimes, he's influential. So I probably wouldn't be so bothered about upsetting him. But don't upset this. And he's your captain. Don't upset Lonchar. And don't make promises you can't keep. See, but this one with James, you didn't make a promise to him, so it probably wouldn't make much difference to him if you broke that. If you basically never did what he said, he's just going to moan a little bit, and eventually he'll either moan to the point that he leaves, or he'll moan. And he do it. To be fair, he's probably not going to be around much longer once your youth players come in anyway. So if he's only a 2-star rated player now, you know what I mean. He's a defender on the right. Okay, let's have a look at your. You only have under 23s? Under 21s? You don't have under 18s? So these are your players. Do they have fixtures? No, they do not. So the thing I'd be looking at is go into your responsibilities, go into your staff, into responsibilities, and go match. So you see here, match day under 21s, yeah? So this one, friendly matches under 21s. So at the moment, you lead the manager. Lead it. So what I do is I delegate this over to somebody else. Yeah. And by the looks of it, it's only your director of football. So delegate this over to somebody else, and then he will then manage friendly games, and he will also get him to arrange a friendly every week. That way, then your under 21 players are getting game time, which is what they need to grow as well. Like, you can have so much training, but they need it to grow. So we were looking at this right back, weren't we? So this right back's getting upset. So I'd be looking across it. Okay, is he a potential right back? A DR wing back right and attacking midfielder right, so he can play all along this side, which is very nice. It's a shame I don't. Do you use wingers on this formation? You use an inverted winger, so he probably won't be playing up there, and he's not that quick anyway. So he'd probably be playing a wing back that probably doesn't get forward yet. Wing back on defence. This is the perfect role for this lad. So he's got a 1.5 star. He's 16 years old. He's 1.5 rated. He hasn't got a contract. He's on a youth contract. I would probably be looking to get him signed because he's got a decent potential. He could potentially be your DR wing back on defend. If you look at his stats, he's got some of the stats in the right place. He's got decent. For this level, he will do a job. So, and you can see he's only half a star away from James McGee. You also have John Ashton and Jason Carter that could potentially play there. So I'm going to have a look at them two now. John Ashton, DRC or an MC. Positioning of 11, that's very good. Acceleration. Pace is a little bit low. Marking, passing, he can pass. He just can't see anything. Tackling, crossing, anticipation. See, I'd rather play this lad. What is he, 5'10"? I'd rather play this lad in a sort of defensive midfield role. That's probably where I'd have him. His pace is a little bit worrying. But I think if you've got a faster player next to him, that'd probably be all right. But I probably wouldn't play him at fullback. Is he being trained? Again, another one not being trained. And who was the last player that was on? Was it Jason Carter? So, Jason Carter, 5'11". He is right-footed. Positioning 6, tackling 5'5". So, his heading ability, I wouldn't be too bothered about if he was on the right-hand side. Mainly because I'm looking more for his tackling. He needs to be able to stop the man running up this side. So, when I then go into comparison and I need to compare him with Ali, which is your other player, and I go highlight and I go into defensive, wing back on defend. So we're looking at these roles. So Ali is better in crossing, he's better in dribbling, he's better in first touch. The marking's the same, he's better at passing, he's better at tackling, he's better at technique. Anticipation's the same. He loses a little bit in concentration, but that can increase with game time. His decisions are better. His determination is a little bit low, and determination is a major factor in this game. So I'd be taking that into account as well, but I'd be challenging Jason to do a lot more with it at the moment, because technically, Ali is better. Flair-wise, I'm surprised he's got 10 flair. Leadership is lower as well. Off the ball is better. Positioning is better. Teamwork is better. Work rate is a little bit lower, but that will increase. There is a difference in height, so maybe you might prefer the 5'11" player over the 5'9" player. Again, there is a difference in their preferred foot as well. Jason very much prefers the right foot, whereas Ali will play with either foot, which is good. It's a good thing. It means when they cut inside, Ali will go with them, and Ali is very prepared to stick a left foot in rather than a right foot, where Jason will follow them and only take put the right foot in, which means he's more likely to give away a foul. So I quite like the fact that he's either footed. That means you can also train Ali to play on either side. So you can train him to play on the right and then train him to play on the left, and then you can use him as a backup to either position. A bit like Johnny is at Wolves. Johnny can play with both, even though he's right-footed, he can play on both sides. That's the sort of thing I'd expect to do with Ali. Ali would give me that, especially when you've only got 5 subs. You've only got 5 subs in the Vanarama National League. So if you've got Ali that can play on the left and the right, you don't need to worry about backup on the left-hand side or backup on the right-hand side, because you've got one player that can play both positions. So that's what I'd be looking at with Ali. Of these two, Ali would be my preferred at this point. In terms of physicality, we're going to be honest, Jason outstrips Ali completely, but if we stick Ali on a quickness course and we get him playing some games, his physicality and stuff like that is going to go up over time anyway, especially while he's young. While he's young, get him training on his physicality. Physicality rules the day in lower league football. And Ali is definitely one of these players that could do with his physicality bringing up, especially if you want him playing wing back where he's going up against faster players. And the fact of 7 to 6 acceleration doesn't really matter. The 6 to 9 matters a lot more. But the fact that this player is better in his mental stats, bar determination, I'd be putting him, what I'd be getting is I'd be getting Ali, I'd be chucking him into the first team. Not necessarily putting him in to play every match, but putting him into the first team. And then I'd go to training, and I'd go to mentoring, and I'd add a group. And, I don't know, determination training, because you want determination to go up. So you put determination training. Where have we gone? Into here. So you add a player. Let's have a look at some of the players. Let's go to the older players first. So we have a very determined Andy Neal. 20 determination. Use this man. This man is perfect. Andy Neal, welcome to the mentoring group. There's your team. And he's a team leader. Perfect. Right, let's go to the younger players. So we have David Parkinson. His determination is 16. He's completely fine. Don't worry about him. Ryan McRitchie, 5 determination. Richie, get in there, my son. How's Stacey? Stacey, determination of 11. Maybe you could do with bringing it up a little bit. In you go. Craig Hyland, determination is high. Ashton Livingston, sorry. Determination of 11. Maybe he could go in there. So what I'd be going like, right, now I'd be going into me under 21s going, right, where's Ali? Ali, get to the first team, mate. In the first team, go to training, go to mentoring. Ali, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where is Ali? Where is Ali? Have I got to go forward a little bit? There we go. Right, now go into training, mentoring. Where are you? Is he still not moved over? Where is he? I'm missing Ali. There's Ali. He's in the first team. He's on a youth contract. Maybe that is the reason why. But then Ryan's... Why is Ryan on a youth... Please tell me you've offered him a contract. Offer him a contract. He's your main... He's your main... I know he's only on £5 per week. But come on. What's your... You're way under budget. Offer these best players these players that his current ability 3.5. Offer him a contract. Do not lose him. He will go on a free. Do not lose him. Offer him a contract. But yeah, go into training, go into mentoring. And eventually Ali will appear here somewhere. And when he does, see if I continue it, will it? Okay, decline that. We're not interested in any of these. So if we go forward a day, is it going to allow me to put him into the mentoring group? There he is, Ali. So that's what it was. It was just we needed to go forward. So you can see here, apparently he's going to get no effect from the group. That does not seem to make sense to me. Why would he not get... Why would he not be getting effect from the group? That doesn't make sense to me. Is that a glitch or a bug or something? You have had an under 18s invitation. So what you could do, if I accept this, well, you've had a wage increase as well. If I accept this, does it give us an under 18s team? It does give us an under 18s team. Okay, everyone that's in your under 21s, yeah, chuck them in the under 18s. That way they'll get game time. I'm hoping. See, look at all these games. Whereas you go to the under 21s and you have a look at their fixtures. Where is it? Fixtures. There's nothing here. Use the under 18s squad. Forget all this. We ain't worried about that. Yeah, I don't know why that's not giving him any effect from the group. Maybe the group's too big. Maybe should we take one of these? No, see, that's not really changing things. I think that might be a bug. Is it the fact that he expires or he's a youth contract player? I'd have thought if it was a youth contract player issue, he wouldn't have been able to... Oh, provisionally agreed. Okay, has Ali provisionally agreed? Yes. He has. I'm not sure why he's not getting any effect from the group, because Ryan McRitchie is casual and also getting effect from the group. So I don't know what's going on here. But that's what I'd effectively be doing anyway. Just to get some determination into him. In terms of what other players you've got, potential-wise, you've got a couple of players down here. So we'll go by potential. So we've got Leon Prosser. He is a left-footed player that plays on that side. Are you trying? Right, so your tactic uses inverted wingers. Let's go into development. He's not training. Get him training. Advanced midfielder on the right. Inverted winger on support or attack. Whatever it is, you've got them both on attack. You've got a lot of players on attack. Jesus. Maybe put a few on support. It might help. But yeah, get him on the inverted winger on that side. Get him making... Because effectively, on attack, he's looking to go here. Which I suppose if you've got pressing forward, ain't too bad. Yeah? But this side, he's going to be trying to go... These two are just going to run into each other. So I'd probably be putting this one on support, getting him to come in here a bit more. But then he's going to clash with him. So maybe bringing him onto a supportive role a bit more. So he gets to about there. And he can go in through there. In the meantime, he's coming over the back. Just something to consider. Just something to consider. How are we looking? Lower block. So you're doing a lower block. And then regroup and counter. You are trying to slow things down. Are you doing shorter passing? You are doing shorter passing. Oh my days, there is so many. There is. You're doing shorter passing but wide. Attacking width. And this has worked. I feel like that shouldn't have worked, but it worked here. Then you went back to it and it got your results. I mean, I'm surprised that got your results, but oh, hang on. There are multiple 4-2-4s. We don't know which one you were playing. We got the 4-4-2, which is standard. We got a 4-2-4 and another 4-2-4. None of them have got familiarity. I assume that's because we're just at the start of the new season. That's defensive. Okay, they're both on defensive. Okay, this one I'm going to assume you're playing. This one I'm going to assume you're playing because, yeah, you're looking just to counter. I'm going to assume you're playing this one rather than this one. Although this was the one that loaded up when I started the save, so maybe you are playing this one. In which case, I am surprised you got results with that. Okay, then let's let's have a look at your staff. So you've got 3 coaches. You are semi-professional. You haven't got an assistant manager. Get an assistant manager, it helps. You've got a scout. I assume this scout is set to scout in the opposition, I believe. He is not. Get him scouting the opposition. Ongoing reports on the next opposition. Alistair. Wadakar. Off you go, mate. Go and do that. Tell me what the other team's playing. Let me know. I can adjust my formation to fit them. If they're playing through the middle and they're really narrow, I'm going to go really bloody wide. You know what I mean? I'm going to go really wide and make it really hard for them to get the ball because they're going to have to stretch. And they don't like doing that because they play narrow. That's what I'm looking for. We have 2 medical staff. That's okay. All good there. Training we've already looked at. Should we have a look at another couple of these under 21s? Let's see. Do we have any values? Can I put any values on these? So we have values. We have a value on this lad, Dory Cargill, who is a winger on the right. Train him to play on the left. And he moves the ball to the right foot as well. He's ambitious. He's got good leadership. I mean, if he plays as an inverted winger on that other side, maybe you might have a decent player here. But I would be training him to play over there. He's got the decent acceleration and pace. That would work really well. And using that right foot of his. Or I'd be putting a winger on this side. That's something that you could potentially do. Think about putting a winger on this side. If you've got the players to do it. I know Okoro or at least in my save, yeah, he's very strong with both feet. Put a Koru as your first choice, just running up and down there. Swap these two around to put the target forward on this side. And put the advance forward on that side. Swap them around. Up he goes, ping, onto his head, back of the net. Although the inverted winger could probably work too. But like I said, on support. I can see actually why you've got... See, if you've got the... Now I'm looking at it, you've got a wing back coming up here. So if you've got a wing back, then yeah, it would be... This way would be better, wouldn't it? This way would be better. How tall is Andy Neal? He's not very tall in my game. 5'6" in this one. He's not very tall in this one either. 5'11". 5'10". So you haven't really got air advantage anyway. Interesting. Interesting. Who else have we got? We've got a 0.2 on Jason Carter. We've looked at Jason Carter. So let's have a look at someone a bit different. Somebody in a different role completely. That is definitely one of your youth players. That is named as one of your youth players. Yeah, so all of these are your youth players that came in the last youth intake. All of them have good potential. Again, very similar to my save. You've got a load of players with really good potential. The thing is, are they all as good as they say they are? Your team, like my team, like any team that's promoted into the Vanarama National League South, I'll be completely honest, is crap. Every team is crap. I mean, even if you look, I think Lewis Rooney might be a poor example, but he's a good player for Vanarama National League side. So he's your good player, and he is 4.5 star. Good player. So Craig Hyland, who is your 1-star centre-back, currently operating at regional division, and he's a first teamer. You know what I mean? So all these players, these 1.5 players, aren't good enough for this league. Even Nick Grimes is probably not classed as good enough leading player for regional. He's not good enough for this league. He's on the verge. So you have to take these 5 stars with a pinch of salt, because your players are not good enough for the regional leagues. Never mind the Vanarama South. They're not good enough. So these could all potentially be leading regional players or Vanarama National League South players. And it's working out which one's going to make it and which ones aren't going to make it. So we have Jeremy Hicks here. He's a centre-back. He's 5'11". In my opinion, anyone under 6 foot, never a centre-back. Never. I know Man United, is it Martinez or whatever his name is, the Argentine? I know he is not 6 foot and he is working out very well for them. But this is Football Manager. Football Manager is not real life. A 5'11" centre-back is not as good as a 6 foot centre-back. It's just the way it is. A taller centre-back is better. Or at least I found a taller centre-back. Why has he got a makeshift? Okay, so he must have played a game at some point where he played up there. This lad, I would probably be looking at... He can pass. His concentration's not there, so you don't really want him playing centre-back. I would probably be playing him in this DM role. Train him to play as a defensive midfielder. You know what I mean? That gives you more options in terms of your shape. Probably wouldn't be playing him at centre-back, in all honesty. Let's have a look at another one. Let's have a look at Charlie. Charlie Lapham. So, he's only got 8 acceleration, 8 pace. Are you training him? No. So, train him, wing back, attack, get that quickness up. Train him to do that role. Wing back, on attack. Let's get that quickness up while he's still young. Let's really try and push on that. And hopefully, by the time he comes into the first team, he's got 10 or 11 on his acceleration and pace. And he can start bombing up and down that side of the field for you. Because you want a player that's quick when you're playing with a wing back attack. You want pace. Let's have a look at some of these players that aren't necessarily going to make the grade. Especially these two. These two definitely are not going to make the grade, I wouldn't have thought. Not unless they get a lot of game time. But at the moment, they don't look like they will. He is left-footed, though, and he's been trained to play on the wing. Please tell me he's not... No, he's playing in the field. He's got no pace. He's got no pace. He should not be on the wing at all. So I definitely don't think this player is going to make it. his current ability is, according to your team and to your coach. So Brooklyn Bailey Jones is your coach. Where is he? Brooklyn. There he is. So he's only got 4 ability in judging. Player ability and judging player potential is low as well. Have you got any player, any coach that is better? 5 and 3. That is awful. 8 and 8. That's better. Jim Mason might be the man. 4 and 4. Now this man should be good. 6 and 7. Okay, so you've got an 8 and 8 coach here. So you want to go into your staff responsibilities. You want to go into training, and you want to look at this. So you're going to want, okay, the under 21 team. I probably wouldn't lead the general training. I'd probably get Thomas to do it, and I'd do this bit. There should be training. There should be reports. This is where I actually meant to go. So development reports. I'd be getting this from Jim. Jim's got better judging and better potential in like ability and potential. He's better at judging both of them. Get the reports from him. Get the player reports from him. Youth development. You can only get from these two. I'm not sure which one of these two is the better one. So I'd probably just go with the head of youth development. But in terms of the player reports and the development, get them from your best coach that can tell you exactly what he thinks. Don't be going with somebody that's a lot lower on their judging ability and potential ability, because it's going to cause problems. So now if we go across to the under-21s, does it change anything? No, it doesn't. It doesn't at this moment. But as we progress through the thing, these will start dropping off. You've seen I had a 5-star player in the first season. At the end of the 3rd season, he's only a 3-star potential player. He was 5-star when he came into the club. He's now a 3-star. Overall, I want to just check your transfers now. So no transfers in this season, that's good. Transfer out. 2 transfers in. That was done on the 1st season. So, again, well done. Oh, Dan Sullivan went out. That's unfortunate for you. Dan Sullivan has been an absolute monster in my save. He went to Torquay of all places as well. I say he went to Torquay of all places. He used to play for Torquay. Like, his shirt is wearing a Torquay shirt. These need updating, by the way. Right back in the day. Oh, there we go then. So, you haven't made any transfers. Good lad. Sticking to the rules there. You let Sam go out on a free. I think he probably went on his own accord, I assume. But that all looks good. Have you got any clauses? No. Looks like you're losing a Okoro as well. So if you do... Oh, you're losing him to an American club. I lost Okoro to an American club. So this is your point now. I'd be taking Okoro out the squad. It's the end of the season. Take him out the thing. And go into your under-21s. And look what you've got. Okay, so we need players that can play on the wing. So let's sort this by position. We've got KC. He is a left-footed player. He can probably play on this side. He's not very quick, though. So let's have a look at somebody else. Liam Prosser. Use him. Use him. Use him. This player could potentially be the one. Now, the only problem he's got is he's not very good anywhere, which is a major issue. But remember what I said. Speed is king in non-league. 15 acceleration, 12 pace. Just get him running at them. On the right-hand side, as an inverted winger, he's 15. You know what I mean? He's got potential. He's got that 5-star potential. Get him in the team and see if he can do something. He might not be able to do a lot, but just running at play, and he runs with ball often. He is going to draw you so many fouls. So many fouls. Although his aggression is a little bit high. But I would be training this lad. Find out what he can do. But again, like I said, overall he's not the best player, and if it's only the speed thing he's got going for him. Right, we have Dory. This was the other player I was talking about a while back. So you could train him on this left hand side, but now I know that Okoru's leaving, and you don't have a backup, I assume. No, you don't have a backup, so Dory might have to be your man, and he could do the role quite perfectly, but it would mean you'd have to switch this to a winger rather than an inverted winger, which might be the thing you have to do. If we have a look at anyone else, we've got Colm here. Colm probably not going to make it. In all honesty, his potential's not really there. And he's right-footed as well. So, looking at this, and looking at what you've got in your squad, it's going to be, if I move these two up to the first team, if you decide to go down this route, Leon Prosser, potentially. If you wanted to keep this an inverted winger, you would need Leon Prosser. But in that vein, you would also need Casey. Because both of these two can play with their left foot as an inverted winger. That's not necessarily to say it wouldn't work, because I like the fact this lad's 6'3". I'm just looking. And you've got a formation where you use a target forward. So how can we make this formation better? Let's just this is just me thinking. So if we go move him to senior squad as well. Liam, I'm not 100% sure on. At this moment. So if we just work off what we've got at the moment. So we know that we have Casey, who is 6'3". Yeah. He wants to be a wide target forward. Why do you want to be a wide one, Casey, when you can be a main target forward? Your finishing's not there, but you can take a first touch, you can pass, you can see, you've got work rate, you're brave, you can anticipate stuff, you've got something to... This man has to play. I don't see how he's only got 4-star ability. So, he has to play. But he needs to play on this side. Because he's left-footed. So we change this to a target forward on support. We change this to an advanced forward. We keep Rooney there. We put Neil here. Okay. Priya is right-footed. Okay. So we'll drop him out for the moment. Okay, we'll bring in Casey to play there as the target forward. So that brings up Neil can play on the right, and that gives... Where is he? Jayse, who is right-footed. He is your backup to Neil. Okay? He is your backup to Neil. On the right-hand side, we have an inverted winger. We only have 3 players that could potentially play there, and one of them is left-footed. What's Ali Trot like? Just noticed Ali Trot here. He is left-footed. 12 and 8, 7, 13. Okay, so you got 2 ways of doing this. Bring Ali Trot up as well. So we've got 2 ways of doing this. We can go with an inverted winger, yeah, which will bring in Ali Trot and Leon Prosser into the senior squad. And you'd probably be going using his pace, or you could him as backup. Ignore the star rating. Eventually, that will change as they play more. As they play more and they get used to playing on this right hand side, that'll change. They're both quick, relatively quick. Ali Trot is still relatively quick. Both left-footed, both looking to cut in. Probably go on an inverted winger on support just to come here more, because they were edging to there rather than trying to go up here. So he will drop back to about here. He will go across. He will come up this way. So your target forward will have him to pass to. So he'll come there. He can pass to Ali. He can pass up to Neil. Or he can pass through to Rooney. That's a nice 3 players he can pass to. The other option is you change this to a winger on attack or support or whatever, you probably have to drop this wing back. And, mate, you could even put him on a support role. You change this to a winger and you use Dory and Stacey as the two men to run up and down that wing. Because Stacey has 12 and 11 pace and acceleration, and Dory has 12 and 9. So you could effectively use both of these two on the right hand side. So you've got options. And also you can use Stacey, Dory on this side as well. So you could keep the inverted winger here and go with the winger up here. Just depends on how you're going to set up for next season, how you think you're going to set up for next season. So how did you do in the other ones? Oh, I can't see for last season, which is a shame. Shame that I can't even see last season's stuff, which is a bit of a shame, but it's my fault. I told you to go to the 24th, and obviously I was a bit out. But overall, I think you've done really well. Considering this is your first save, my biggest thing for you would be make sure your tactic doesn't contradict itself, because this one definitely does. Slightly shorter passing, but they're wider. So they can't do shorter passing because they would need to be a lot closer to each other to do that shorter passing. You know what I mean? Focus play through the middle. Maybe wouldn't use it unless you had an attacking midfielder here. Shoot on sight. I can see why you've got that on. I'd probably take it off because otherwise these two players here are just going to be shooting from here, and ideally you don't need that. But then you're testing the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper's a shite in lower league. So maybe run a defense. I think is all right, especially if you've got one of these Dory. Is it? That's the one that likes to run at the defense. Which one's that? Is that Stacey? One of them has run at defense and he's happy to do that. Is it Liam? Yeah, Liam runs with ball often. He will be very happy to run at them all day long. Be more expressive. They're not good enough. They don't know how to play football. They just know how to boot it. So there are a couple of things. The shorter passing and the distributing to centre-backs, taking short kicks, that all works. Regroup counter works. Especially with a lower line of engagement, it all works slightly more often. Yeah, like there's some things that you could probably change on this, and at the same time, there's something like you're playing defensively, so you're not taking more risks. So you're taking less risks because you're playing defensive. But then you want to pass into space and shoot on sight, which then gives the opponent the ball, potentially. And if they've got the ball, then they can do what they need to do against you. And yeah, so maybe just have a look at your tactic a little bit. I think this one's a little bit of a better tactic than what this one is. I think this one could potentially, if you do something with these two, you know what I mean? I'm for next season, I'm playing 2 DMs down here, you know what I mean? Bring him into there. Or use him as a target forward there like that. Yeah, target forward on support. He could probably do attacking the box from deep. Would he do that? Dives into... Imagine a 6'3" player diving into you all the time like that. I just like the way this player's attributes are spelled out, and he's got decent passing, so he could effectively do a deep line forwards job as well and just drop a little bit deeper, allowing that space for Neil to move in. And having these 2 DMs would probably give you that bit more solidity. You know what I mean? A bit more solidity at the back, especially if you've got him running up here. So you got to imagine he's going to be running up there. So say he gets to there. You've got a big space here. So if you've got a big space here, look who's defending it. You've got a DM on defend. He is covering that area. So that's how you've got to try and think of how you're going to play the game. But I do think you've done really well. You've done really well to survive your first season. I don't think all the you had a couple of experiments, you've had a couple of formations, which haven't worked entirely. The 4-2-4 was the best one that worked for you, and I'd probably stick with that. But again, you've got to go off what players you've got. And when you're looking at players here, you've got to look at what you can use. David Parkinson has 3 positioning. So maybe the other option is you go like this, and you go, okay, we bring him in here, and we bring a DM in. Somebody I earmarked to play DM. Maybe even Casey could do it. What's his positioning? Even Casey has better positioning than Lonchar has. You know what I mean? Lonchar has 3 positioning in a midfielder. He needs to play further forward. He has to play further forward. He's got decent acceleration and pace. He likes to be on the right, actually. So you could play him here, or you could play him as a winger on that side. But obviously, 1-star rating between the two. There's probably not much difference in it. So maybe turn this lad into a shadow striker. Tell him to get further forward. Tell him to, you know what I mean? And maybe you can move him off to the side here, like that. Move Rooney over this way ever so slightly, so he bombs into that space there, and you have these two holding, and then swap him with somebody else. I don't know. Livingston is not the man either. Livingston is like a poor Patrick Carsley from my save. But this lad, this Casey Sim, he can pass. He's got decent positioning and off the ball if it was trained. He's got good determination, good work rate. He's tall. You could train this lad to play anywhere. You could even train him to play in centre back. You could train him at the back. Just because his potential isn't as big as some of the others, don't neglect this man. This man, I think, with some training, could literally play anywhere. He could play anywhere on this pitch, bar the wings. Anywhere up the middle he could play. Put him on his defence on support. Look at where 11, 9, 12, 10, 7, 8. You know what I mean? His attributes are in the good place. Change him to a DM on defend. You know what I mean? His stuff's all in the right place. I'd probably have him a DM on support. Might use that first touch. DM on support. Might use that first touch. You know what I mean? Train him up a little bit. See what he can do. He's 6'3". And what did I say? Physicality wins out. Physicality wins out. The only thing we've got to watch with him is he likes to dive into his tackles. So, ideally, we could do with improving his tackling. But he's 6'3". Like, come on, use him. Get him in the team. See what he can do. Ignore these stars. I played with a player with half a silver star for majority of last season. He was a full star by the end of the season. You know what I mean? Full gold star by the end of the season, not a silver star. He was like this guy up here, Craig. But yeah, I think you've done really well, Jayse. And I look forward to seeing how you manage next season. Because I think you're going to be in for a tough old slog next season like I was. And with you being semi-pro, I think you've got it even tougher than I have. And it will be interesting to see how you manage it. So go into your training and make sure you get all these training in positions. You know what I mean? Get them training. Put them in places. Always keep an eye on their progress. If their training rating is above 7.75, praise them. There's buttons come up in this top corner on this skin. Praise and criticise. Praise them if they're over a 7.75. If they're lower than a 6.1, criticise them. Tell them, you're not training hard enough. You're not training hard enough. And 9 times out of 10, they go, okay, boss, I hear you. I'll train harder next time. And it's as simple as that. And the main aim for you is to get professional as soon as you can. You need to get a promotion into becoming professional. That's what you need. Or you need to sell. You need a player that is going to be mega, mega money. So we're looking at your squad at the moment of youth players that have come through. Potentially, this man might be worth money in the future. Potentially, this man might be worth money in the future. At the moment, they're worth nothing. They're on youth contracts. But once they're on that main contract, they're going to be worth a little bit more. And while it's not going to be enough in the lower league, train them, play them, get them up to 4 or 5 stars. And when they're at that age, 23, 24, and other teams are going, you know what? He's too good to be playing down there. I want to buy him, and we're going to offer you 100k. Maybe, maybe not. They might only offer you 20. But either way, if they offer you money, and you've got a player that's come in and replace, so you've got, we'll take Dory, because Dory's a good example. Dory is, say he goes off to another club. So we have a look here. We've got Stacey behind him. We've got Stacey behind him. Off you go, Stacey. You're now first team player. With Ali sat behind. If you don't put Ali as a wing back. Or you've got Colm Boga. He could play back up to Stacey. So don't be afraid to sell your players if good offers come into them as well, because you need the money. We look at your projection; it's only going to get worse. So you've got to keep yourself afloat by selling these youth players when they're just too good for your squad. When you look at my squad, we've got Anton Brownlee. He will not be here at the end of season 4. I can't see it being there. And if he is, he'll be gone by the start of season 5 because he is that good. And these are the players that you're going to have to watch for. Players like Ryan, that is a 3.5 star at 16 years old, and he's getting consistent game time. Is he on a training course? Put him on a training course. Come on, Jayse. Training course. Put him on it. He is going to be worth money in the future. I can guarantee it. He's 3.5 star rated now. He will be worth money in a bit. Money that you can use. You can use to go professional. But yeah, overall, Jayse, I think you have done a superb job. When you finish your next season, when you finish season 2, please send me the file so I can do an update video for you. Because I want to see how you do. I want to see if you actually take some of the stuff on board. I want to see how your players start to develop. I really want to see how your save gets on, especially as it's an alternative reality to my save with Truro. But that is going to end the video, everyone. If you have enjoyed it, please drop a like. Comment down below. Let Jayse know what you think of based off what you've seen on the in the video. I know it's a little bit more in depth than usual, so it's a bit of a longer video. But please let Jayse know how you feel about it as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It'll help you in keeping up with my version of the Truro City save and with Jayce's version of the Truro City save. And I will see you all for the next one, which will be Sunday, and that will be my reality in the Truro City save. That will be my season 4 end. I hope to see you there. Have a good one, everyone, and see you next time.